Akbar and the Holy Man. When Akbar was emperor of Delhi, there lived a hermit in a hut in the forest. Many people visited the holy man. At one time he felt a great desire to entertain his visitors. But how could he do so without money? So he decided to go to the emperor for help. For the gate of Akbar's palace was always open to holy men. The hermit entered the palace while the emperor was at his daily devotions and took a seat in a corner of the room. He heard the emperor conclude his worship with the prayer, "O God, give me money, give me riches," and so on and so forth. When the hermit heard this, he was about to leave the prayer hall. But the emperor signed to him to wait. When the prayer was over, Akbar said to him, "You came to see me. How is it that you were about to leave without saying anything to me?" "Your Majesty need not trouble yourself about it," answered the hermit. "I must leave now." When the emperor insisted, the hermit said, "Many people visit my hut, and so I came here to ask you for some money." "Then," said Akbar, "why were you going away without speaking to me?" The hermit replied, "I found that you too were a beggar. You too prayed to God for money and riches. Thereupon I said to myself, why should I beg of a beggar? If I must beg, let me beg of God." Narendra. Nowadays Gurish Ghosh thinks of nothing but spiritual things. "Master, that is very good. But why is he so abusive? Why does he use such vulgar language to me? In my present state of mind I cannot bear such rudeness." When a thunderbolt strikes near a house, the heavy things inside the house are not much affected, but the window panes rattle. Nowadays I cannot bear such roughness. A man living on the plane of Sattva cannot bear noise and uproar. That is why Ride was sent away. It was the Divine Mother who sent him away. During the later part of his stay he went to extremes. He became very rough and abusive. To Narendra, "Do you agree with Gurish about me?" Narendra, "He said he believed you to be an incarnation of God. I didn't say anything in answer to his remarks." "Master, but how great his faith is. Don't you think so?" The devotees listened intently to the master's words. He was still seated on the mat spread on the floor, with M. by his side and Narendra in front of him. The devotees were sitting around. After a few minutes' silence he said to Narendra tenderly, "My child, you will not attain God without renouncing woman and gold." As he said this, great emotion welled up in his heart. Fixing on Narendra an earnest and tender look, he sang, "We are afraid to speak, and yet we are afraid to keep still. Our minds, O Radha, half believe that we are about to lose you. We tell you the secret that we know the secret whereby we ourselves and others, with our help, have passed through many a time of peril. Now it all depends on you." Sri Ramakrishna seemed to be afraid lest Narendra should leave him. Narendra looked at the master with tears in his eyes. A visitor who was there for the first time heard and saw all this. He said to the master, "Sir, if one must renounce woman and gold, then what shall a householder do?" "Master, you may enjoy woman and gold. What has passed between us is no concern of yours." Mahamacharan, a householder devotee, heard everything and sat speechless. "Master, to Mahima, go forward, push on. You will discover the forest of sandal wood. Go farther and you will find the silver mine. Go farther still and you will see the gold mine. Do not stop there. Go forward, and you will reach the mines of rubies and diamonds. Therefore I say, go forward, Mahima." "But, sir, something holds us back. We can't move." "Master," with a smile, "why? Cut the reins. Cut them with the sword of God's name. The shackles of Kala, time, are cut by Kali's name. Every now and then." The master cast his gracious look on Narendra. He said, "Have you now become an experienced physician?" Quoting a Sanskrit verse he said, "He who has killed only 100 patients is a novice in medicine. But he becomes an expert after killing 1,000. Was the master hinting that Narendra, even though still young, had had many painful experiences of life? Narendra smiled and kept silent. It was afternoon. The devotees were seated around the master, listening to Nabai Chaitanya's singing. Suddenly the master left the room. But the music continued. Accompanied the master. Sri Ramakrishna walked across the courtyard and entered the temple of Radhakanta. He bowed down before the images. Following him, there was some red powder in a tray. The master offered a little powder to the images and bowed down again. Next he proceeded to the Kali temple. Passing up the 7 steps, he stood on the open porch and looked at the image. Then he entered the shrine, offered red powder to the Divine Mother, and saluted her. As he left the temple he asked them, "Why didn't you bring Baburam with you?" Sri Ramakrishna returned to his room accompanied by and another devotee carrying the tray of red powder. He offered a little of it to all the pictures of gods and goddesses in his room, but not to those of Jesus Christ and himself. Then he threw the powder on the bodies of Narendra and the other devotees. They all took the dust of his feet. In the cool shade of the late afternoon the devotees walked about in the temple garden, leaving the master and in the room. The master whispered to all say that they meditate well. But why is it different with Paltu? What do you think of Narendra? He is utterly guileless. Just now he is faced with many difficult family problems and so his spiritual progress is a little checked. But it will not be so for long. Narendra was arguing on the veranda with a Vedantist now and then the master went out to look at them. As the devotees gathered in the room he asked Mahima to recite a hymn. Mahima chanted a verse from the Mahanirvana Tantra. We worship the Brahman consciousness in the lotus of the heart, the indifferentiated, who is adored by Hari, Hara, and Brahma. Mahima recited a few more hymns and at last one to Shiva by Sankaracharya, that compared the world to a deep well and a wilderness. Mahima was a householder. The hymn ran thus: O great God, O thou auspicious one, with the moon shining in thy crest, slayer of Madana, wielder of the trident, unmoving one, Lord of the Himalayas, O consort of Durga, Lord of all creatures, thou who scatterest the distress of the fearful, rescue me, helpless as I am, from the trackless forest of this miserable world. O beloved of Parvati's heart, O thou moon-crested deity, master of every being, Lord of hosts, O thou, the Lord of Parvati, O Vamadeva, self-existent one, O Rudra, wielder of the bow, rescue me, helpless as I am, from the trackless forest of this miserable world. O blue-throated God, Shiva, whose ensign is the bull, O five-faced one, Lord of the worlds, who wearest snakes upon thy wrists, O thou auspicious one, O Shiva, O Pasupati, O thou, the Lord of Parvati, rescue me, helpless as I am, from the trackless forest of this miserable world. O Lord of the universe, O Shiva Sankara, O God of gods, thou who dost bear the river Ganges in thy matted locks, thou, the master of Pramatha and Nandika, O Hara, Lord of the world, rescue me, helpless as I am, from the trackless forest of this miserable world. O King of Kasi, Lord of the cremation ground of Manikarnika, O mighty hero, thou the destroyer of Daksha's sacrifice, O all-pervasive one, O Lord of hosts, omniscient one, who art the sole indweller in every heart, O Lord, rescue me, helpless as I am, from the trackless forest of this miserable world. O great God, compassionate one, O benign deity, O Biomakeza, blue-throated one, O Lord of hosts, thy body is smeared with ashes. Thou art garlanded with human skulls. Rescue me, helpless as I am, from the trackless forest of this miserable world. O thou who dwellest on Mount Kailas, thou whose carrier is the bull, O conqueror of death, O three-eyed one, Lord of the three worlds, beloved of Narayana, conqueror of lust, thou, Sakti's Lord, rescue me, helpless as I am, from the trackless forest of this miserable world, Lord of the universe, refuge of the whole world, O thou of infinite forms, soul of the universe, O thou in whom repose the infinite virtues of the world, O thou adored by all, compassionate one, O friend of the poor, rescue me, helpless as I am, from the trackless forest of this miserable world. Master, to Mahima, why do you call the world a deep well or a trackless forest? An aspirant may think so in the beginning. But how can he be frightened by the world if he holds fast to God? Then he finds that this very world is a mansion of mirth. Here I can eat, here drink and make merry. Why should you be frightened? Hold fast to God. What if the world is like a forest of thorns? Put on shoes and walk on the thorns. Whom should you fear? You won't have to play again the part of the thief in the game of hide and seek. Once you touch the granny. King Janaka used to fence with two swords, the one of knowledge and the other of action. Nothing can frighten an expert player. 2m. My mind is still drawn to what he just recited. Sri Ramakrishna referred to the hymns chanted by Mahima. Nabai Chaitanya and the other devotees began to sing. They were joined by the Master, who danced, drunk with divine love. Afterwards he said, "This is the one thing needful. The chanting of God's name. All else is unreal. Love and devotion alone are real. And other things are of no consequence." Later Sri Ramakrishna went out in the direction of the Panchavati. He asked M. about Binod, a student in M's school, who now and then experienced ecstasy while thinking of God. The Master loved him dearly. As he was returning to his room with M, he asked, "Well, some speak of me as an incarnation of God. What do you think about it?" The Master came back to his room and sat on the small couch. He repeated the question to M. The other devotees were seated at a distance and could not follow the conversation. "Master, what do you say?" M. I think so too. You are like Sri Chaitanya. Master, is it a full manifestation of God? Or a part? Tell me how much. I don't know, sir, but it is true that there is in you an incarnation of the divine power. There is no doubt that God alone dwells in you. Master, that is true. Chaitanya also wanted to realize Sakti, the divine power. Narendra was engaged in a heated discussion. Ram, who had recently recovered from an illness, joined him. Master, 2m. I don't like such discussions. To Ram, will you stop that? You haven't been well. All right, go on softly. Don't get so excited. 2m. I don't like these discussions. I used to weep and pray to the Divine Mother saying, "O Mother, any man says it is this, while another says it is that. Do thou tell me, O Mother, what is the truth?" Quote,